Okay. Hello everybody. Unknown Libertarian here. I'm going to do something a little bit different tonight. We're going to review my Polytech Legend AK47S, meaning semi-automatic. This particular rifle is a very interesting piece, but before I go on with that, I'd like to give some shout-outs and some kudos to AK47, especially Armory Channel, Such, and Chrome Freak. You guys are great, and I really enjoy your videos, so let's get down to it. First, as you can see, there's no magazine in the well. I'm going to retract the bolt. That's for all the safety Nazis on YouTube. It's quite empty. This particular rifle I have owned since 1989, when Daddy Bush was president and they brought in the import ban. I'd like to say, first of all, Armory Channel, you're absolutely right. We need millions and millions of more members in the NRA. If you guys don't like the NRA, Gun Owners of America, I've met Larry Pratt in person. He's a great guy. There's a host of organizations out there that we really need to give our support to. I used to be in politics for a couple of years, and I can tell you, if the NRA had just double its membership, I don't think you'd see another anti-gun bill come out of committee. Now, with that being said, Esh, this is for you. You made a really good point, and it's been driving me nuts for a long time, and I'm not being a Nazi about vernacular, but this is an AK-47. This has a milled receiver, as you can see. You can see the milling mark right above the mag well. Any stamped AK, with the exception of the first and second variants of the AK-47, are AKMs, Automat Kalashnikova Modified, because they have a sheet metal receiver. And I want to thank Esh for clarifying that designation for the weapons. Now, this particular piece is a great deal different than a number of others, and one of the big differences, other than the tolerances are so tight because the Chinese intended this to be a match grade gun, and believe you me, it is. With brown lacquer, steel case Chinese ammo, this AK will shoot, I guarantee, 1 minute of an angle or better. And I have a witness for that. I'm not boasting about my shooting ability, really. The gun is the main thing. Taking it down, I'm going to show you one of the big differences to this piece. And I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it has a spring-loaded firing pin. Now, people would wonder why that's a big deal. Well, you have to remember, in the early days when they started importing Kalashnikovs, a lot of the ammunition manufacturers in this country were using commercial primers. And commercial primers have a thinner cup, they're more sensitive, and there were cases of slam fire, where the gun will fire either out of battery or it will fire when the bolt's closed. In either case, one is a danger to the gun and the shooter, the other to anybody who's a bystander. One of the reasons this rifle is so accurate, other than the vibrational pitch is largely controlled when the shot is fired, because the barrel, this whole thing it's a monolith. It's built like a tank. As you can see, the whole receiver is just solid steel. It's drop forged. And I'd like to point out something to Armory Channel guy. Yeah, I've heard that myth about receivers cracking. And let me tell you, it basically is a myth. I've never seen one do that. I purchased this from a pawn shop here in town in north central Florida back in 1989. There were 5 others of these rifles, 2 underfolders and 2 more fixed stocks like this one. And I know of 3 of them that are out in circulation still, been fired a great deal, no issues. I also hear a lot of mythology about the Chinese M14 copies. Yeah, some of the measurements weren't that great. Some of them require a little more heat treating. But I believe, unless I'm very much mistaken, that this gun was made on Russian tooling given to the Chinese. All the AKMs the Chinese produced were reverse engineered because they had the falling out, the Sino-Soviet split back in the 60s. This thing sure looks like a third model, and I'd be willing to bet Russian tooling was used to manufacture it. I know the early SKSs were manufactured on Russian tooling that the Soviets gave the Chinese. The Chinese at the time, you recall, 1989, were really trying to make inroads into gun sales in the United States. They wanted to be a competitive force. I have been told and read articles that the Chinese hand-selected the barrels for this particular batch of AKs, the Legend series, for accuracy. And I would be, well, I really believe that's true after I've seen this one shoot and one other that a friend of mine has. Esh, if you ever want a good home for that Polytech, email me, let me know, contact me, and we'll figure something out. You will notice that I put a stock extension on the very end of this piece, and that's because I am 6'3"1/4". My correct length of pull is 14.5 inches. I know that's not a big deal to a lot of people with military style rifles. In my case, it's just more comfortable and easier to shoot. This does have the original pig sticker bayonet. I did not get it out tonight. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this. I'm sorry guys, I put this together in a hurry. I haven't done anything in a long time. My wife said, you know what, you need to go on and do this. You've been talking about it. I'm going to do some future videos on East German Makarovs, Hungarian AMD65s, the AR-15 in particular, Browning high power, a lot of different pieces that I have. There's not really a whole lot more I can say about this other than the fact that it really is a tremendous, tremendous piece. It's a great shooter. It's durable. It's a piece of history. I bought this as a working gun. I did not buy this necessarily as a collectible. This piece will take all drums, all mags. Funny thing is, the mags that fit the best in this are the plastic or polymer Polish magazines. They just snap in the well and there's no play at all. Even the Chinese Norinco steel mags, they rattle a little bit in there, and that's pretty much to be expected. So in closing, I'd like to say that I'm going to do another video on this and my other weapons, and I'll try to be a little more organized with my thoughts. I did this on the fly tonight. My office is a real mess in here. I've got all kinds of stuff. All I can say is that if you have a Polytech Legend, treasure it. The market's going crazy on these right now. No more of them are going to be imported. And it's just a fantastic piece. And I want to thank all of you guys again. I've enjoyed all of your videos. Oh, an Armory Channel guy, don't sweat all the critics, man. It's like Andrew Carnegie said, any damn fool can criticize, and most of them do. So, with that in mind, I'm going to sign off, put my piece back together. I'm going to post this up on YouTube, and I hope to hear from you guys. Esh, I think it's 245 or 345. I'm sorry, I didn't remember your exact designation. Chrome Freak, you as well. I'm glad you're feeling better these days, Chrome Freak. Really enjoy the videos, especially the M1 carbine. And I should have contacted you sooner. I could have told you some things about your Marlin. You guys take care, and remember, we as gun owners, we are responsible to maintain the Second Amendment. It's our job. We need to start putting relentless pressure on our politicians. The Tea Party was the beginning. It's time for us to reclaim our country. God bless all of you gentlemen. And as Such says, God bless and long live the Republic.